All right, let's start here. Frustration over poor service delivery is something many of us know all too well, from potholes to power cuts to crumbling infrastructure around the country. And even more often than not, it feels like there's nothing we can do. There's no one to tell. There's no one to talk to. Nobody who can help. But the creators of a new app called Fix Local believe they may have the solution. How about we talk about this innovative platform then? Garth, Japhet is joining us in studio for a bit of understanding on this one. Garth, appreciate the time. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Always pertinent to be able to help citizens in the country and fix local challenges. Why Fix Local? Why this? And what brought this about? This is not the first, let's call it, help project that you've put in for the country as well. Tell us more about that.
Yeah, thanks so much. So I think a lot of us feel, whether you're in Sandton or Soshanguve, that we're a bit helpless when it comes to dealing with these local issues. And, you know, prior to '94, we had this big thing that we could all get together around. But now it's about what concerns us in our street, in our neighborhood. We can mobilize around those things. But there's often very difficult, how do I actually get through this? If I report something, it doesn't happen, then what do I do? So Fix Local is basically a very simple solution. It launches in 18 municipalities across the country. It's a website. And it has 3 components to it. Number 1 is, based on your location, how do you successfully report something, whether it's a pothole or overgrown grass or a broken traffic light? Who do I report it to and how? And sometimes it's about that 10 ways to report it. We'll give you the one that's most likely to help you. Then the next thing is no luck. No luck, I tried. Then it's about, we can geolocate you based on where you are to your local councillor and give you the contact details of your local councillor. Your local councillor is there to actually represent you.
100%.
And so it's up to now, a lot of us don't know who our local councillor is. So that's another step that we can help you with. And then we give you a whole range of tools. Instead of burning down your council, there's a range of things that we as community members can do to either work with our council, and remember, this is not just about being adversarial. This is saying we're actually on the same side. So we're giving you tools about how to organize, how to set up community groups, policing forums, how to write a media release, all sorts of things that you don't have to start from scratch. And part of the problem is a lot of us feel powerless because we don't know where to start, and so we don't.
So are you getting cooperation and support then from municipalities, from ward councillors, from government as a whole to ensure that people understand this a lot better? Or has there perhaps been pushback?
This is literally, we're just starting this now. It's taken 18 months to develop. But ultimately, as I re-emphasize, this is not adversarial. We're apolitical. This is about trying to get our communities and our country to work. And so we haven't interacted other than with SALGA. So SALGA is already collaborating with us.
That's local government association.
That's local government association. It's in everybody's interests. And then our final step is, if nothing else works, how do you safely fix something yourself? If that tree's across the road, no one's come, councillor doesn't help, how do you, instead of saying, how do we do this? And then we're also collaborating stories from across the country where people are actually fixing local themselves. So the concept here is that we want to be a portal for information that will help you and me to know where to start instead of feeling helpless. And together with our local government, we believe that we can fix local.
It's a myriad of problems, though. I mean, yesterday on the show, we were talking about sinkholes, which are different to potholes, I might add, right? And that's a growing phenomenon in itself, that being sinkholes. Traffic lights not ultimately working in many different areas. That is separate from power cuts, which happen on their own too. Then you have water shortages, which is separate from the overflowing dams that we then also have, which becomes a problem for some. How do you ensure you have sufficient and efficient data and help for all those different scenarios, which may differ from local municipality to local municipality, in fact, from neighbor to neighbor?
Yeah, great point. I mean, each municipality actually has completely different, so reporting a pothole in Joburg versus in Polokwane is different. And so for every municipality, we've got the exact right way to report either a sinkhole, a broken traffic light, etc. So as I say, a lot of us don't start because we don't know where to start. So this is initially, it's a website, it's also on WhatsApp, and then an app is coming soon. And then ultimately, we want to go right down to neighborhood level.
How do you get so many people to cooperate, though, and be a part of this, and in getting the right data? Because you've had to pull in a lot of understanding in different municipalities. And as you said, it's taken 18 months. One imagines that all of that is procedural understanding and knowledge, and then understanding who's in charge of those different areas. How do you get that right? How do you ensure you do the right job on that one?
So at the moment, it's been a team of people working on it. And literally, it's about phoning, seeing like Joburg's got a website. I'm not sure who developed it, but it doesn't work very well. So instead of saying go to the website, we actually say, okay, City Power, what is the exact right number for City Power or their WhatsApp line?
Yes.
Which of these things actually worked for us? Because we actually test them. And so instead of saying, go to joburg.org or whatever it is, or .city, we're saying, forget that, go straight to this WhatsApp line. If you've got any chance of this getting resolved, this is your best way. And then the next step is, well, that didn't work. What is your next step? And then we say, okay, no luck, contact your councillor or organize your people, do a petition, get organized locally. So this is baby steps. I spoke to you earlier about Soul City, which I started.
Yes, I mean, I was actually going to allude to that. This is the understanding that you've taken on community roles before, whether it was with starting Soul City, which you founded, then it was Heartlines after that, and now Fix Local.
Yeah, so I suppose the lesson out of all of these things is that these things take time to grow. And so literally Fix Local is launching now, but it's literally that toddler who's walking out, the dad holding the hand. That's where we are.
Yeah.
But we've got to give this time. We've got to see whether people adopt it. The potential is ultimately to put the power back into your own hands.
Yeah.
Whether you're in Soshanguve or Sandton, we're an amazing group of people in this strange country of ours. Is that we can join hands around things, and we can join hands, and we've got great examples of people eventually working nicely with their local municipalities. So this is not about saying, guys, we need to fight these guys.
Yeah.
It's ultimately everybody's interests for things to work. Because if our local areas work, then business works. And if business works, then employment works. And employment works, then we give dignity back to people.
So people ultimately, the citizens that you're obviously trying to help in this regard, what are they saying? What are their thoughts with regards to this program? What is it that they felt were the biggest concerns that they wanted to raise and that you ultimately had to put front and center of Fix Local?
It's all the issues that you've just spoken about. As I say, we care about things that affect us daily.
Yeah.
So whether it is about our kid getting safely to school and there's long grass in the park that they have to walk across, or whether it's a broken traffic light or sewage running down a street, and so kids can't play in that street. I worked in Alex for 5 years, and there's, kids play in those streets. We know that. And yet there's sewage running down streets like in Alex. How do we safely deal with things like that? How do we organize without burning down our council? Because that doesn't help. And so what people are concerned about is what affects them locally. And so it differs. For you and me, maybe it is about the fallen tree or the broken or the pothole on our way to work.
Yeah.
For other people, it's the sewage in the street.
Yeah, certainly a very interesting one. Fixlocal.org.za. I'm actually just on the website as well now, and really just right at the top, it's report it, no luck, fix it, or all of those elements being a key part of it. And Fix Local helps you find out how to report local issues, escalate them, or as a last resort, fix them yourselves if need be. And this is not just a Joburg thing, right?
No.
This is actually, as you said, around the country. I mean, you've even got articles, whether it be from eThekwini, of course, to Joburg and the like as well, but many different areas across the country. So hoping to expand it even further?
Absolutely. So we start in 18 metros, and then, please God, we then will go into smaller towns where the need is actually as much, if not greater.
Understanding how to fix your local community. Garth, thank you. Really appreciate it.
Thank you so much
thank you so much for coming into studio as well for this conversation. Garth Japhet is the founder then of Fix Local, a new tool, a new website for now that is aimed at helping citizens to fix local challenges. Hopefully the app, the WhatsApp line, all of that will certainly help then in this case as we continue to try and ensure that our communities are working.